So Arsenal demolished Manchester City in the Community Shield to start the season off with more silverware, and well, put in just an even more convincing display that, you know, I think they would now definitely go in. Well, it was anyway, but they've just further shown why they're going to go into this new Premier League season as the favourites to go back to back. It's obviously very difficult to do that. Arsenal have never won the Premier League back to back. Never managed to win the Premier League back to back before, but they're certainly looking in a very good place to have a serious chance at doing that, especially as a lot of people still consider Manchester City the closest challenger to them. And look what they did to them yesterday. I think you have to, you know, I think it is significant. You do have to, you can read into it somewhat, because I think, you know, at the end of the day, Man City, it is still, the season hasn't started yet. It was just a Community Shield, and Man City have lost that. Do lose in that quite a lot. They lost 3 in a row quite recently in that, and Arsenal have got a very good record in that competition, in this particular trophy. But at the end of the day as well, I think you have to look at the performance. You have to look at the just gulf between the two sides yesterday, the difference in levels almost. Like Man City, they're going to need to find a lot, you know, they're going to need to find form quickly coming into the new season. They're going to have to play a lot better than that when they face Bournemouth, because Bournemouth are a serious team nowadays. When they play Bournemouth on the opening day, you know, it's going to be very difficult if they do not manage to find some form, because yesterday Arsenal were just all over them. They completely controlled every aspect of the game. They were completely all over them from minute 1 to the end. City barely had a look in. Apart from that spell towards the end of towards the end of the first half, nothing from Man City, nothing positive. And you know, at the end of the day, they might still have the quality, they might still have the winners in their team, and what is the individual like brilliance now. But I would say it is more just individual brilliance now, as opposed to a proven and winning team. Because you've got to think that, yeah, it might be that, but the manager that was the key to that, the manager that built that, is now gone, and they've brought in Enzo Maresca, which if you have watched some videos of my channel in the past, as I do, he managed Chelsea, who I support for obviously a year and a half, and well, I'll be perfectly honest, I was never his biggest fan. I know he had his support, and I always backed him when he was at the club, and I thought there was a lot of positives about him, but I also had reservations about him in certain points as well, in certain times as well. And I think coming into this Man City job, I think he's the biggest of pressure, the biggest of roles to be in, and he comes into a team that, okay, that's ready made for him to succeed, when you think that he worked under Guardiola as well. But also, it's not always just as simple as you go into a team that's already built and just leave off where the other manager left it. It's not always that simple, and I think City could be in for a tough season. And I think, you know, I still think they're going to have a good season, but the City we're used to seeing, I'm just not sure we're going to see that this time around. I'm just not sure they're going to be able to do it, and I think yesterday can show why. Like I say, you can only read so much into it, but definitely very interesting ahead of the season, and definitely somewhat alarming for Man City. But for Arsenal, they'll just be feeling so good about things now. That's not even the best 11. They've got players not even back in they've got players like Saliba still out. They're probably not even done in the transfer window, and some of those players are players that were out of favour as well, and not the sort of what people would have predicted the first 11 to be. Look at Lewis Skelly. Lewis Skelly looked like he was out the pitch, and now all of a sudden he's made a real case to start early on, straight away. He makes a fantastic assist. But like I say, 1 minute in, Arsenal take the lead, and that kind of shows already how the game was going to go. Set the tone very early. Like I say, great assist from Lewis Skelly for Calafiore, who finishes it off really nicely. Injured for, you know, he's had some injury problems. I've got a feeling he could have a bigger season this time round. Puts them in the lead. And from there, Arsenal very much on top, and eventually the second goal comes as well. And this is set up really nicely from Odegaard. Zalette is running down on the sides, able to sort of head it into his path, and then Kai Havertz is able to head them into the 2-goal lead, get another goal for Arsenal. Well, like I say, to be fair to Kai Havertz, whatever I think of him as a player overall, in terms of the big games, he's quite often the man for the big occasion, and for the one-off games. And yeah, they go 2 up. But from there, you know, City do probably have the best spell of the game to end the half, but they missed the opportunity to get back into it. They missed the shot from Haaland. Doku missed a chance he should have buried, to be honest. That could have been different. That's the one thing that you could say for City. If they had gone in, one of them goes in, the game could be different. They're back in the game. But other than that, I just thought Arsenal were significantly better, and they look like that now. It almost looked like the tables have turned. They're the team now that's got the longest serving manager in the league, the most experienced manager, and now he's finally got over the line and won that the league title. It really does sort of paint a very different image of the season that we're seeing now. We're seeing a Man City side that have got to kind of build that again under a new manager. So it's interesting. It's the first time in a while it's been kind of that way round, because I did think going into the game this year, I thought Arsenal would win just because I thought they would be so much more settled, and I would have said 2-1 or something like that. I didn't think it would be as one-sided as it was, but Arsenal, you know, fair play to them. They almost look better than last season. They kind of really went for the kill. They didn't just sit deep. They didn't just they weren't satisfied with 1-0. They thought, yeah, we can go on and really win heavy here, and that's what they did in the second half. Because you see, Ødegaard early on gets his goal, and Arsenal do threaten more as well. City a few half chances, but from that point it was game over, and it was Arsenal just in complete cruise control. And they start the season with a win in the Community Shield. This one wasn't at Wembley this time. It was in the Millennium Stadium in Cardiff. So a bit of a throwback it being there, because when Wembley was being renovated years ago, there's some cup finals and stuff were played there. Wembley at the moment's being used for there's something going on there at the moment. What was it? They're doing. Oh yeah, there's like concerts and stuff at Wembley at the moment. I'm pretty sure that's why the Community Shield was played elsewhere. But interesting to see it in a different environment. Well, I say that it's quite often. It isn't always at Wembley, but in recent years it obviously has been. But sometimes it's good to see it somewhere else. As long as I'd say the actual cup finals are at Wembley, cup semi-finals, Community Shield. Don't mind seeing it in different places actually at all. But yeah, Arsenal very, very dominant, very, made a real statement actually yesterday. I thought, to go out and not just to winning that would have been one thing, but to win it in the way they did, with the dominance that they did, with how clinical it was, with the fact that was not even the best 11. They're not even fully up and running yet. I think that certainly sends a real message to the rest of the league, and it shows you the level of improvement needed by every other team hoping to challenge for the title this season.